Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Miss Trina, and I want to thank you again for making the choice to click in to chat with Trina. Today I'm super excited. I am interviewing two-time Grammy nominee, Mr. Sean Ardoin. Hello everybody, this is Miss Trina with Chat with Trina, and I am here today. I'm really excited about it that Mr. Sean Ardoin, the two-time Grammy nominee, and then found out today he's played at Carnegie Hall. I'm like, what? When did the what? So,
Yeah, yeah.
but hey there, Mr. Sean Ardoin.
Well, how you doing?
I am good. And again, I want to thank you again for agreeing to meet with Miss Person that you have no idea who I am.
It's all good. It's all
Thank
good.
you.
Look, I asked the same thing of people.
I did see that you were doing some shows a while back.
Yep, yep. I mean, I've got season 3 in the can.
Oh, really?
Season 2 ended All Things Music Thursday nights on my Facebook Live.
I'm gonna have to start tuning in.
Yeah, I ended it at the hurricane ended season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we get to that to what we're gonna talk about is I was just telling someone a few minutes ago, I said the most difficult part for me is coming up with my questions because I always want them to be different than the others, so the interview won't be the same, get stale. Does that do anything for you? Or you don't focus?
You know what? The questions can stay the same because the people change.
Okay, I guess that's true. And it's gonna always be a different answer.
Everybody's experiences are different.
Okay, that's true.
You know,
that's
so
true.
you know, and what I do is I have a template, but the conversation will dictate where I go with it. Because like, you know, if you just show up there with only your questions, and if they answer 3 of your questions, now you're screwed.
True.
Because you ain't got no more questions.
Well, I definitely appreciate that because I think, you know how you focus on the wrong thing.
Yep.
Like I tend to focus on that sometimes. So I appreciate that.
No problem.
So what have you and your family been doing during this crazy time of COVID?
You know, for me, the biggest thing is well, first of all, we got to fix the house. So, you know, praise God, I'm back in the house.
Okay.
And so I'm in my studio right now.
So the hurricane hit you pretty bad.
Twice.
Oh, that's right. You're in Lake Charles. You're not in Lafayette.
Lake Charles, baby, Lake Charles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it hit me twice. But the first time did all the damage. Second time, we just lost some siding on the house.
Okay.
And so that was about it. But yeah, we're dealing with insurance companies. Of course, everybody's getting an on-the-job education with insurance. You know, pro tip to all you people, all you guys and girls out there. If you have insurance, check your policies. You do not want to shop premium. You want to shop coverage. Because what we have is actual cash value. And actual cash value means they take what your damage is and they depreciate that, and then they give you money. Now, if you have replacement, you get to replace it just the way it was before the hurricane. Actual cash value leaves you short.
Wow, that is good education, y'all. Hope y'all listening to that.
Yeah, we had $82,000 worth of damage. They cut us a $61,000 check.
Yeah, insurance too. He's a new up and coming artist. He plays the violin. Somebody I promote a lot named Dominic Hammonds. He went into a restaurant, came out, all of his equipment was gone.
Oh, they stole.
He did not have insurance.
Yeah. You know, that's like prerequisite, man. You know, if you're in the game, you got to handle business. You know, I always say, because look, as you can see, I motivational speak to see it, say it, get to work.
Get to work. Yeah. Yep. I like that. Well, he learned the hard lesson and he's on it now, but that was a hard, he said he cried. Like he didn't do nothing but cry.
That's hard, man. That's so hard. My heart goes out to him, man. Because I've had people steal my accordions before. They stole them here in Lake Charles. And so, you know, I put the people out and we got them back peacefully.
That's funny. That is so funny. And then everybody in Lake Charles. So how you even?
And my accordions are all custom.
That's so funny.
But you know what I'm saying?
It is what it is. Well, I'm glad that you guys are alive and survived both storms, and hopefully hurricane season will be open real soon. So
hurricane season was over on the first.
It was on the first.
But there's still tropical depression acting like they don't realize it's over with. They need to get their mind right and get out of here. and let
That's
this.
why I thought it was still going, because I heard about something going
Yeah,
on today.
theta's another depression that could be potentially hurricane.
Somebody didn't tell him that we out of the.
No, because we in the Greek alphabet now, so they lost. They speaking a whole nother language. They don't realize. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But to answer your question though,
Okay.
what I'm doing now and what everybody watching this should realize is that God is giving you a chance to pivot. This is the opportunity to pivot. If you come out of this COVID thing and you don't have a new skill and you don't have another avenue for you to get another stream of income, you have wasted this opportunity. Matter of fact, if you lost your job and your industry's paused right now, there is a whole government grant opportunity for you to learn something new. I mean, so there's no excuses. Like I said, so what I did was I upgraded all of my video equipment. I upgraded my computer. I've been doing videos and just getting the pivot together. I do a lot of shows online. Okay. I've been blessed to get concerts online, and it's just awesome. You just got to make a pivot. You got to make the pivot.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you so I've heard a few entertainers. T.I. was like, okay, I know where the vacuum cleaner in my house is now.
well, that's the other thing. Like the guy in the back in the picture, not me. But that guy, that trombone shorty. And people, he's never been home this long. Yeah. Like since he was like 13.
Oh wow.
And like for me and people who play Zydeco, this is the first time that we've had a whole year where we've been home the majority of the year.
I hope you mentioned earlier about educating yourself and knowing that this is a business. I interviewed a lady named Erica Nocturnal. I don't know if you know her, but she mentioned, so we have a big grant here in Houston that they're giving money to artists to help them. But guess what she said that I didn't think about? If you haven't been doing them taxes,
yeah,
you ain't getting nothing.
Right. And that, yeah.
So that was kind of an eye opener for me as far as I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even thinking. I've been telling everybody, hey, go sign up, but you gotta be. This is a business. No, you gotta treat it like.
You would tell them right, because when they go sign up and see all the money they could have got if they would have had their business straight, that should get their mind right.
Hopefully that's what it does.
Hopefully so.
I know that you come from a long line of family, from my understanding of Zydeco legends and musicians and
the Creole culture.
When did you decide to? Well, I guess it was obvious that you're probably going to be doing something with Zydeco. When did you start?
Well, I've started playing drums at 4.
You played drums.
Yeah, I started playing drums at 4, and then at 11, my daddy was trying to teach my mom how to play accordion, and I said I can do it. They said no, you can't. He gave me the accordion, and I went, and he's like,
you figured it out.
Wow. And so then I started playing, and then so I've been doing it ever since. But the weird piece on my story is my dad didn't want me to play music.
Oh, really?
No, not at all. Not at all. I had to go get it. So this what you see here, this everything you see that I've done is because I didn't take no for an answer, and I didn't let somebody else decide my fate. My dad was like, he wanted me to do something else. Man, he wants me to be something else. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but I'm all about music. I've known from 5 years old that music was what I was supposed to be doing.
Wow.
So
since your dad didn't want you to do it, do your kids want to do music? And do you encourage?
My son does music,
Okay.
But I messed up because I should have made him do certain things. And because I didn't make him do certain things, now he has deficiencies that he's having to overcome now whenever he should be running.
Okay.
I didn't make him learn guitar and piano. I didn't sit him down, He took to everything else, the recording, the writing, songwriting, producing.
Oh,
he took to all of it, singing.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Being musical is in our blood.
Yeah, in your blood.
Yeah, and so he's in my band. He plays scrubboard in my band. But like I tell him, your livelihood and your career isn't as a scrubboard player. You just do that until your stuff gets off. I mean, he goes on to Sean David. He's out there in Houston, staying with my sister out there, and he's a phenomenal singer, songwriter, and producer. And he's awesome.
Well, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So, well, I was going to ask you, but you already answered that. I was going to ask you, with you having such
See?
a lot, yeah, right. I was going to say, did any of your relatives, before you try to give you advice, other than not do it, what else did they give you?
Well, when you grow up in this thing, it's not even something that you really talk about on that level because
Okay.
it just is. Now that you're making me think about it,
Mm-hmm.
because when I was growing up, after my dad, they played every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He got recruited into my grandfather's band because I'm fourth generation. Great great uncle Amade Ardoin
I
was
saw that.
credited as the first man to record Cajun Creole music, Cajun or Creole music.
Uh-huh.
My grandfather, Alphonse Boisec Ardoin, was a living legend until he passed. Then my dad and his brothers were the Ardoin brothers. And then my dad had Lawrence Ardoin and his friend Zydeco band. And then when we took it over, me and Chris took it over in '88.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chris and I broke up in '99. And
Okay.
so my thing ever since I got in has been to modernize, publicize, promote, and expose to the world.
From what I saw, you're Creole rock and soul. And my question is kind of twofold.
Wait,
One,
but you got to say it right though.
we'll say it.
Creole rockin' soul.
Creole rock and soul. What is that? And do people give you a hard time about what you just said about modernizing Zydeco and making those changes?
Oh, that's a great question. If you go back and listen to the to Chris and I stuff and when it was still under my dad, Lawrence Ardoin, Line Yop featuring 8-year-old Chris Ardoin, whatever. If you go listen to all that music, I was getting persecuted big time.
Really?
Yeah, I was one of the first ones to incorporate the hip hop, R&B, reggae, and all stuff like that. I was always trying to make a show. They were like, man, it's a dance, man. Why are you trying to make it a show? It's a dance. Now what are they doing now?
Making it a show.
Making it a show, and ain't that many people dancing. I've always been way ahead.
Concert.
Yeah, I've always been way ahead because my thing is everybody doesn't dance. And if everybody don't dance, then to make it palatable for everybody outside of that, you got to give them something else other than standing in one spot and playing. Right. And so when I was on the drums, I was like, I was hyped. I was making it right. Doing the songs and that. But it's a process though. I had to learn how not to do too much, and I had to learn how to make it interesting while not killing the groove.
Right.
That's a process.
And also, did you try to keep that in mind? But also, did you try to keep some of the tradition?
Oh no, totally. Because I believe that the tradition is always needs to be there. Because if it's not, then it's something else.
It's not Zydeco.
But it's your definition of tradition is where the problem is. Because see, there are a whole bunch of experts who come in here and say, well, that's not Zydeco. And then I get on my high horse and I go, well, why don't you tell me what Zydeco is?
Well, that's the next question.
And then they go, well, what? But I didn't answer all your questions yet. I didn't.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I got them up here. Yeah. And so when they tell me, I say, well, when did you discover Zydeco? Well, if it ain't like John Delafosse, it ain't Zydeco. Well, what about Clifton Chenier? Well, yeah. What about Boozoo? Well, what about the Ardoin brothers? What about my grandfather? What about that? See, every generation has a line, and people tend to want to keep it in a box for when they discovered it. And my thing is this: I used to be a purist and say that there's like Louisiana Zydeco and then there's Rhodes Zydeco, and then I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm being a snob. I need to stop that. And thank God I stopped it because now I'm the Rhodes Zydeco guy. But I came to the realization though, at some point, my definition of Zydeco is music played, Southwest Louisiana music played by a Creole from Southwest Louisiana. Now, that definition doesn't stand with the Grammys because I'm making a distinction on race and ethnicity to qualify the genre. And so, you can't really do that in that arena. Right. But if you're just asking me what it is, it's the music of the Black Creoles of Southwest Louisiana. And the thing is, there's 3 different types. There's Cajun music, Creole music, and Zydeco music. Creole music was first, then Cajun, Cajun grew up at the same time, because
Okay.
Amade Ardoin got the credit, but people were still playing that music. So
Right.
Creole and Cajun sound almost exactly alike, except the Cajun has the country and folk influence, and the Creole has the blues and the black influence.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's the same songs, but the rhythm center is gonna be a little different, the soul gonna be a little different, and then Zydeco music was what Clifton Chenier played. That started later in like the 50s. That's when we became cognizant of it, is in the 50s, because he got credit for it. But I'm sure, as with Amide, there was somebody playing it before. You know what I'm saying? But so there's three different types of music. So all Zydeco music is Creole, but all Creole is not Zydeco.
It's not Zydeco.
See what I'm saying?
I've asked that a few times too. What is the difference in Zydeco and Creole? And I don't know if I've ever gotten an answer. So so it's kind of the same.
All Zydeco is Creole.
Okay.
But the one played by Creole people. Because there are a lot of people playing Zydeco music around the world that ain't Creole.
That it's not Creole.
So that's why we have to soften the definition, because imitation is the highest form of flattery, and people are imitating us all over the world.
All over, yeah.
And so, so Zydeco music is the music of Southwest Louisiana. So it's distinguished by having an accordion, a diatonic or chromatic accordion, 1-row, 3-row, or piano, right? A scrub board, and it has to have the Zydeco beats that you can dance to. That's the definition of Zydeco music. The thing is, I don't like being chained down by wires.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look back here. I mean, okay, let me see. Let me get it. Look, I'm flying. You can't fly. You can't fly. You got a microphone.
Right.
You got to stand in front of the microphone. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And so for me, I like roaming the stage and commanding the stage and being everywhere, so that everyone gets to enjoy the show. I put on a show. You can dance if you want to, but if you don't dance, you're definitely gonna have something to look at while we're up. And Creole rock and soul, to answer the second part of your question, Creole rock and soul is my creation, because what people may not know is that Black people didn't name Zydeco. Zydeco was a term that came about as white journalists' effort to classify what Clifton Chenier was doing. Clifton Chenier was playing on the Chitlin circuit with all the R&B people, and like if you may or may not know, but Etta James went on the road with Clifton Chenier. He used to tell a story about how they got stopped in Mississippi by the police. They stopped and said, "What y'all riding around that white woman for?" She said, "Sir, I'm not white, I'm Black. I'm Etta James. We I sing in this. I'm with these guys." He tell it all the time. "What y'all doing around that white woman?" And so which goes to the whole thing about what is Zydeco. Clifton Chenier was playing, people here didn't consider what he did Creole music.
Wow. I've got to read about Clifton Chenier, because I've heard a lot about him lately.
The one that gets the credit for Zydeco. So what we were playing was called la music, French music. That's what we were playing. Small accordion, violin, no scrub board. All right. So same band, your guitar, bass, drums, but violin instead of scrub board. And then John Delafosse was one of the first ones to be popular in mix. So he had the scrub board, but no violin, because they didn't have any more Black violinists. Ken Ray Fontenot, my cousin Ken Ray Fontenot was the one, and then Ed Poulard, who played with my dad. And there was the Jama Garner came along later, but he discovered the music and saw that there was a thing. So he started playing with a few people, but he wasn't available to the people here.
Right.
As you can tell by his name, the Jama Garner, he ain't from here, I don't think. Delafosse had a scrub board, and he was one of the first ones that I credit with doing the mixing, because he would play Creole songs on the 3-row accordion, and he'd play Zydeco songs on the single-row accordion. So he was mixing it up, and that kicked off. And then, my Uncle Willis was playing, and he was very popular. And Zydeco Force was the first one to start doing harmony, and that's where I got my harmony style from.
Okay.
From Zydeco Force, because I was like, well, if they're kind of doing it together, then that's what I want to do, because I love Take 6. I love Eagles. I love Doobie Brothers. I love Earth, Wind and Fire. I love the harmony. So, and then me and Chris had the same genetics. So I was like, we can knock this thing out. They were the first ones to start putting the harmony, the 2 parts, and then I started putting the 3 parts and all in the and the
blending it all up.
And the thickness.
Making a gumbo.
Whenever Bojack came along and got popular, everything with a black man and an accordion became Zydeco music.
Makes sense.
So
they just put everybody in one.
Boom. Yep. So Zydeco and Creole music, it was all the same thing, and that was in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s was when.
What is the name of your band?
You know what? It's Sean Ardoin, and then if I feel like having a name, it's Sean Ardoin and Creole Rock and Soul. But I learned a long time ago that the only constant in the band is me. And some venues will hold you to your band format.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, I don't see Junebug on the drums, so
we don't really have. Are they gonna want to cut your price because you don't have that? You don't have Junebug who we want.
I bought Junebug in Creole Rock and Soul.
Exactly.
I don't know him. That's right.
That ain't the real Rock and Soul. So that, yes, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just Sean Ardoin on the billing, because that way, see, your questions are multi-layered for me. Because because it's not as simple as what's the name of the band.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about branding, and so for me, the biggest thing is I want to be known as an artist first, because if I'm known as a Zydeco artist, now what everybody's idea of Zydeco is now placed on my shoulders, and their level of expectation is going to be this or that when I'm neither of these. Like if they came in Zydeco when Keith Frank was hot, and if it don't sound like Keith Frank or Bojack or or somebody, then it's not going to be right. So I don't say I play Zydeco music, even though I'm playing Zydeco
music. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Especially, which is one of the I'm going down. Which is one of the reasons why I asked that about people being, I would just say weird or fickle about when they say I want to hear Zydeco or that's not Zydeco, or when you added a rap person in it, so that's not really Zydeco.
And I love those people because I go, okay, so what's real Zydeco? And I cross my arms, and then they go, well, that's like that Boozoo. I was like, well, did you know when Boozoo started, people said he couldn't play and what he wasn't doing wasn't authentic? Did you know John Delafosse, when he was playing, and people said that he couldn't play accordion and what he was doing wasn't authentic? Well, did you know that Clifton Chenier, when he was playing, people didn't say what he was doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bring down the rabbit hole. And I say, so what you saying, is not authentic. And the other thing is, the reason that I changed from being a snob was because of people like that. Because people come into Zydeco, they get really possessive. And then they start to control, and like in different cities, they become the ones who are controlling the venues and the artists who get to play at those venues, right? And so you've been in Zydeco all of 5 years, and now you want to be an authority on the situation, and you want to decide who can come in and who can't. And that's nonsense. That's bull.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's whenever I became an advocate for, if he's from Louisiana, or if there's people from Louisiana and he's a Creole playing music that he calls Zydeco, I'm gonna fight for his right to do it.
I definitely understand that because I did the bookings for the Red Rooster. I helped with that a lot.
Okay.
I worked with the owner a lot, and there were times that because I like to see other people have a chance too, because there are some hell of a band, really good bands out there, who don't get the chance,
right?
And that drives me crazy. And I have to sometimes get off of my soapbox because I get to preaching. But anyway, I've had people come. Let's just say if I told the guy that owned it, hey, I think we should try them. Let's just try. Let's just see.
Yeah.
Then somebody will come behind me and say, no, you shouldn't do them. Why? Because of give everybody a chance.
But you also got to realize that those people may be agents for a particular band.
That's true.
All is fair in love and war, so I'm not gonna be mad at nobody for their hustle. But at the end of the day, like I tell the white people who try to say that when you add the R&B and the rap that ain't Zydeco, that's hip hop Zydeco. It's like, whoa, you don't get to name that. You don't get to name it. You don't get to name it.
You don't.
You do not. Sit down, colonizer. You don't get to name it. I'm just saying, because it's our music and we're still here. How dare you try to name what I'm still doing? I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm active. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That's so funny.
it's totally disrespectful. And it's not just white people, because you got the people in Houston. I love y'all. Houston was my people loved me in Houston. You know, because Houston loved to dance, they loved to get it, and to have fun. And so I when I was like playing dances, Houston was one of my best and most consistent places to play. But Houston is a lot of whole bunch of new Zydeco people. And so they, you know, they can get on a little high horse as well. And then out here in Louisiana, there's a whole bunch of new people who the furthest back they go is Keith Frank, circa 1998, 99. You know what I'm saying? And anything else is like, well, what's that? You know what's crazy is, you know, because I of course I was teaching Zydeco in the early 90s.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? That was when there was only 2 Black people teaching Zydeco. Mona Wilson and her partner Jolie, and me. And then
you taught Zydeco dancing?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't do like y'all are doing in Houston. I didn't do it as a business. I did it because I knew that if I taught people how to dance, I could add that to my brain. Now, I didn't do it in Texas because everybody who came to the dances at that time did it the old-fashioned way. You come in, you get with somebody who can dance, you learn how to dance. You know, it wasn't, Black folk wasn't doing no classes. You know what I'm saying? You know,
but when they started, the whole world started.
Oh, and I love it. I mean, I love it. I love the fact that we have Black folk in Houston who are teaching Zydeco dance, and they're making it their thing. That's a beautiful.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I fight for
all of that. I fight for all of that because it's all for the culture. But but you teach it. So what happens is we learned how to dance from watching.
Yeah.
So and if you know how about Zydeco dancing, then you know that the Creole style, which is the original style, because that's what the music was and that's who the people were, was up close. It was big and it moved a lot, and the music was a little faster and it was close. You didn't separate too much. Then when Boozoo came along, I had to relearn how to dance, because when Boozoo came along, it was all hopping. Everybody was hopping. And then when Bojack came along, then it was, I'm sorry, I gotta do it like this. Then it was like that, you know. And then Keith Frank came along, you know, Keith Frank got popular after that. And the music was still kind of grooving like that, but then Keith put a little extra swag to it. So then the dance style changed again, you know, and me and Chris were playing. And so me and Chris were playing, and Paul was playing, and Step. And so, and back then we all had our own vibe. So Zydeco was multi-layered. So there was a dance, but that dance was different depending on which band you were dancing to, because the flavor was different, you know. And then at some point, probably the last 15 years or so, I messed it up. The people who started with Boozoo, they were watching what we were doing. I'm young. It was my generation at the time. So I'm gonna say we.
When you were young.
Even though I didn't do it, because I was still dancing the old way.
Yeah.
But I liked what they were doing. I was like, oh, that's nice, you know? So they started changing it. But that's what they saw us doing. And they were dancing to Boozoo's choppy sped up tempo. Right? And so then when Bojack happened, it was a little smoother, and then with Keith, and then after the 90s, the people who are in their 30s down to the 20s were watching us, but didn't get lessons, and so they dance a little softer than we do. We were very connected, and it was that. And I noticed from dancing with women that are 30 and younger, 35 and younger, it's very soft. They don't. Like, you can't really lead them. They're doing their own thing, and you just kind of connecting at the two, and one, two, and you just connecting at that point. And everybody's doing their own thing. And so I'm like, it's more ballroom dancing than Zydeco. But I'm not going to criticize it because it's now Zydeco music.
Right.
It's now Zydeco dance.
And it's funny because when I first saw Zydeco, my first band I ever saw live was J. Paul, to be honest with you. Someone took me there. And so I stopped somewhere up in there, and I'm saying this to say you're really right, because I left and did other stuff, came back, and when I saw them doing what we do in swing out dancing and
Yep.
ballroom dancing, I was like,
Yep.
oh my God, here they do the turn. I said, oh my God, this is like what we do in swing out. So you're right. That makes a lot of sense.
And we added those elements back in the day, but they were just added elements. These young people just stay there. So there's never a point where they just groove to the music. They're always doing the twist and turn and slip and slide. You know, I forgot what it was. I forgot what I called it. It was like the that workout thing where you put the socks on your shoes, you go side to side.
I don't know what that
slip and slide or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, that aerobic exercise. But we digress.
Sean, do you name your accordions?
No.
You're the only one so far.
It's pretentious. I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I love them.
They're so beautiful, though. They're some beautiful instruments.
I call them my babies.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, the reason why I always ask the question, because I think about B.B. King, like, he made his thing so popular.
Oh wait, I'm gonna show you one. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm listening.
So I've read that you played at Carnegie Hall. Now, how in the world did that happen? Like, how did that come about?
I'm fourth generation. I'm a fourth generation Creole artist.
Oh.
So
go ahead.
So when my grandfather is playing and my dad and the brothers are playing, and when the Smithsonian Institute says we want the Ardoin family to come because we're having this 100th anniversary at Carnegie Hall, you get to go.
Yay! Okay.
So here's one of my babies.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's silver and red? Yes.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
those are some beautiful instruments. Oh, there's your name. So can't nobody steal that.
Yep. Legacy. Got my initial, my essay.
Yeah. That is. Oh yeah. They'll be crazy to steal that.
All right.
That's so nice. Oh, wow. I haven't heard a lot of your music, but you know what I like to hear you sing?
What's that?
Happy. I love your rendition of Happy. Love it.
Yeah.
I love that one. Because actually it was my favorite song of the time, and I'd heard a few people sing it, and then all of a sudden the radio here in Houston started playing your version.
Magic 102 started first.
Yeah.
I want to thank the Dance Line Queen. She got him to play it for him.
You mean the line dance queen?
Line dance queen. There you go.
Miss Cheryl Williams.
Miss Cheryl Williams. She made him play it.
I tell you what, people do what Cheryl say.
Yeah, she got that swag.
She has it. And so I saw that you played. Did you play on BET Comic View, or your music was played on BET Comic View?
I was actually on BET's Comic View.
What were you doing? Doing comedy?
No, ma'am.
What were you doing?
I was one of two bands to play. Matter of fact, we were the first two bands to play live on Comic View. My band, Sean Ardoin and Zydeco at the time. And Lil Brian Terry and the Travels, Zydeco Travels.
Okay.
Yeah, and we played in Bruce. I got 4 standing ovations.
Awesome.
See, people, and that's why I knew I was onto something, because people in New Orleans, Black folk in New Orleans didn't like Zydeco. And so I took it as a challenge. So I went there and I played my song Pullin', and we turned it out. When we finished, they were hot. Bruce would say, well, we'll give it to him again. They would keep hollering, say, well, y'all really like the young fella. We'll give it to him again then. And the whole time that Comic View was playing and they started playing reruns, they would always play my segment.
Wow.
I was always getting phone calls. Man, I just saw you on BET.
Boy, that was a long time ago.
Long time ago. But you remember we had to stop whatever we was doing and be home to watch it, because there was no repeats. You couldn't just go and call it up on YouTube or watch it. You had to be there when it
back
happened.
then. That's right.
Yeah.
So when you heard that you were being nominated for a Grammy, like, what was that like? Did it do anything for you, or was it an honor? Was it like
my dad asked me the same thing. I was like, he said, you've been talking about this all your life. I mean, what's the deal with a Grammy? I said, well, first of all, Daddy, look, there are billions of people in the world with a B. Billions.
Yeah.
Right? And there are tens of thousands who have Grammy nominations, and there are even less who have Grammys.
Yeah.
So when you put it in that aspect, I'm in the 0.0000001% in the music industry. So there is no higher on earth. There is no higher honor on earth for an artist.
Yeah.
Than to get a Grammy nomination or a win.
Who was the first person you told?
My wife. My wife. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. You know, because it happens early in the morning. This year it's not going to happen early in the morning. It'll be like around 10 or something like that. 10:30 to or noon, 11 hour time. But it happened at like 7:45 in the morning, and because they do the show, they would do it on the Today Show. They would do it and announce the nominees for the Big Five or whatever, the Artist of the Year or whatever, and then when they finish the show, then it's up on the website. And my phone started ringing like whenever it was up at the website, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock in 2 seconds. It started coming in, and it just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And I was like, man, y'all stop calling me so I can go look, you know? And so when I went and looked at it, and I found out I had 2 nominations, and I was like, what? And I just started crying. I put it on my Facebook page. You can see me crying, all ugly crying too.
That's the best cry.
I said, I told God, I said, I will videotape my response no matter what it is. If I didn't get it, I'm gonna man up and say it. And if I did get it, I'm gonna say it the same way. And so I was like, wow.
Now, is that when you performed on Good Morning America? Was that what that was for? Was that a preview to that?
No. Yeah, you skipped a whole bunch of TV shows. So back in the day,
so many. I was okay. I had to pull what people know.
Yeah.
And look, and Good Morning America is my show. So
Robin.
Well, no, Michael Strahan is a Houstonian. That's my dude.
Robin Roberts. Is he on Good Morning America?
He's on Good Morning America now.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Sweet. Well, he wasn't there. It was Robin Roberts and Rob Marciano.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that?
Oh, that was cool. I mean, you know, early in the morning, 5 a.m. call. 5 a.m. call, and it went on live at like 8 o'clock, something like that. 7:30.
Did people get into it? I'm sure they did, because Zydeco music, you can't not get into it.
Oh yeah, for sure. They definitely did it. And they put my album cover on the billboard in Times Square.
I think I saw the picture on your website.
They put it on there in Times Square. But as far as TV, like I was on Queen Sugar.
I saw that.
Yep, I played live on Queen Sugar. Well, they were my music, but I was on playing it.
Yeah.
I played on Southern Charm, New Orleans. I played live on that. Actually,
a murder show, like a crime show. Did you do a crime show too?
NCIS New Orleans.
Yes. I was like, what?
Yeah. And I just got a call today that said some Showtime series is going to use my music. I won't be. I'm not on it, but they're going to use it. So that's a lot of TV. And then back in the day, in my pull-in CD in 2001, the music was on Real World, Road Rules, Fraternity Life, Sorority Life.
Yeah, I did see that. I knew what Road Rules, but I didn't know what the Sorority Life and Fraternity Life. I said, what is that? So, but yes, you have done so much. Like, that's why it's kind of crazy. I mean, I heard your name. I wasn't even around when there was a double clutching. I just was told the stories of it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went to Dallas one time. And we went out. And that's when I first started hearing Zydeco. And I really only knew J. Paul at that time. And so I go to Dallas, not knowing that Zydeco was not everywhere.
Right.
I go to the DJ. I'm like, hey, I want to hear some Zydeco. Huh? Zydeco.
Zydeco? Zydeco what?
I said, you don't know J. Paul? Like, how you not know J. Paul? Like, Zydeco. They didn't know who the hell me, J. Paul, or Zydeco was. I was so offended. So I wasn't offended. I was shocked, though. So when people ask me, what is Zydeco like he did, I'm like, okay, well, think about Tejano music, which I found out through Nate. That ain't how that works. But in my mind, I thought Tejano music, but Black people. So if someone was to ask you, tell me what Zydeco is, so I can play it.
Oh, Zydeco music is the music of the Southwest, the Black folk of Southwest Louisiana and Southeast Texas. It's played with an accordion. It jams. You have to experience it to really understand it, and you have to keep your mind open. Because if your mind is closed, you're gonna miss it. But if you show up to one on accident, you ain't never gonna stop doing it.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, that's it. Bottom line.
What happened to me.
We catch people all over the world like that.
And I get when I tell people, hey, I'm going to the Zydeco, I got it because my people in my swing out community, they know I like R&B, but they know I love me some Zydeco. The Zydeco is for the energy. But people say, well, it all sounds the same. I just can't do that. So I said, well, you didn't listen. Because I don't know, but that is what gets me.
And here's why. Why. They say that because they're passively listening. Mm. If you listen to reggae music and you don't like reggae music, it all sounds the same.
Sounds the same.
Trap music, all sounds the same. R&B, all sounds the same.
Sounds the same.
Pop music, country music, all sounds the
Definitely
same.
Country music, yeah.
Until you become an active listener. Mm-hmm. And when you become an active listener, then you go, oh, you can tell who's who, what's what, and what's different.
Definitely. Yeah. I had not heard, everybody had talked about Keith Frank. When I really listened to Keith Frank to figure out what all the hoopla was, and that's not an offense. Don't hope I'm not being offensive to anybody, but I want to know, but him and Paul played together for the first time at some field or something.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my gosh. And that's when I really, and again, I've heard people sing, but I heard him sing. Like, I'm like, this dude can sing. And that kind of showed me something a little different. That showed me a different Zydeco too, because he has a different Zydeco.
Yeah.
So different. And so I was like, okay, he has another fan. He has a new fan because it was different. And I like a lot of Zydeco, a lot of artists, which is why I get on that little soapbox that I have to try to not get into arguments about there are so many bands out here for y'all to listen to. Y'all can't just be listening to two. But so
well, and that's the thing. And because like my cousin Andre Thayer was telling me this weekend, because like people people with me and Chris, it's like the people who like Chris tend to not like my stuff for some reason back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I think it's maybe because they think that we broke up on, I don't know. But anyway.
Whatever.
Yeah. My people always like his music though.
Yeah.
But, my fans always like his music. But it's just you gotta listen to stuff and just be open to it. Because like my cousin said, he said this woman said, I don't like Sean's stuff. He said, have you ever listened to Sean's stuff? She's like, the song I heard, he said, hold on, you like this? She was like, oh. He said, he been doing that. He's been doing it. People get real close-minded real fast, because it's not what they see every day. But like my whole thing is, I want to elevate the music. I want the music to last, because if we don't change, if we don't keep it growing, it's gonna die.
Exactly.
We're actually, Zydeco music right now is actually in a place where like we talked about the colonizers before, they want to keep it the same. Mm-hmm. Those
keep it in that box.
The people are wanting to keep it the same again. But what I know from history is when Bojack came along, he played something that nobody else is playing. He became popular. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. He did it like nobody else. Mm-hmm. It's the people who do it like nobody else is doing it. Who like right now, my little brother's popular. He the hot. But we've been doing this. Matter of fact, we were playing as a band before everybody else who's playing right now.
Wow.
As a band, Chris Ardoin, Double Clutch.
Yeah.
We took over Daddy's band in '89. Well, I said, okay, so 91. So if you can find, I think 90 or 91 was when our first album came out. Mm-hmm. It was Lawrence Ardoin Lagniappe featuring 8-year-old or 10-year-old Chris Ardoin. And
he was 10?
Yeah, he was 8 when we took it over, so 10-year-old.
Wow.
So he was 10.
Okay.
And then the first double clutching CD was That's the Lick, and that was in 90, 91. Something like that, 90, 91. But we were playing, as far as when the CDs came out, that might be a little different because everybody wasn't putting CDs out back then. You had to go to a label to do that.
Yeah.
It was all a thing. But we've been doing this thing for a long time. Everybody has their time in the sun. Mm-hmm. I always wanted to take it to the world. Mm-hmm. So whereas I would love to be accepted by the people on I-10, what I call the Boudin circuit, the boudin circuit from Houston. Now you got to include Dallas. So from Dallas all the way to
they finally got it.
Dallas got it now, you know. So as a matter of fact, now it goes Dallas to Shreveport to Mississippi to Alabama. Sometimes Alabama's starting to have trail riding.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's now everywhere. But I wanted to go to the world, and so my thing is to be like Trombone Shorty is for brass band music. I want to be that for Zydeco music because you know I don't want to be placed in a box. So I like playing all kinds of music because I can say that I was the first one to do a swing out song on a Zydeco CD.
Oh wow!
Yes, ma'am.
So I gotta go back and I gotta go look up some stuff.
It's called "Love All for You."
I have to go look up some stuff.
In 2004.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna go look
on the homebrew CD.
And look, when I do me a showcase, I might use that and let you know I done used it.
Right. You know, and look, and they talked about me. This ain't
really?
This ain't swing. What you doing? I said, look, Zydeco people are the same people who like Zydeco, swing out, country, rap, hip hop, and reggae. Why can't we have it all on the record? Because we used to. No, we used to.
Before that, someone else tried to do swing out, and they were given a hard time that they didn't really want them to do that kind of music.
Well, I didn't want to be a swing out artist. I just like you know I can do it. Yeah. So I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I did it.
You mentioned the word acceptance. So, do you have to where some people don't accept you because of the type of music you get in what's the regular or original Zydeco?
Well, you know, man, so many people like to hate for no reason. But let me tell you something. The beautiful thing is when I got saved, it took me a minute, but I got delivered from people. So I'm delivered from people, but I love people. And I love people who love my music. And when I say my music, I mean the Creole music.
The Creole music, okay.
They don't have to love my music if they love my music. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all I can say is this. The only reason you hating on me or you don't like my music is because you actually haven't listened to it. You know what I'm saying? It might not be what you want to listen to. It don't give you that same vibe that other people give it, but I'm doing that on purpose. Because that other artist that you like their vibe, that's their vibe. Yeah. So whereas I could replicate that, I will never be better than them at doing what they do. That's just like they could never beat me at doing what I do. So I came up in a time in this music in which we all had different sounds. And so I'm really, really pushing, and I talk to the younger people. I'm like, look, find your sound and go and find your tribe. Because in Zydeco music, there can only be one. Unfortunately, it's an all or nothing thing. And right now, in Zydeco music, there can only be one hot band. Everybody else they can have like 2 or 3 under, maybe 4, and everybody else is under here fighting for the crumbs.
And that is what I don't like. But
that's how everything is, though.
I know.
You know, but back in the day, it was like that, but it was a little more apparent.
So earlier you mentioned having your own niche, doing something different. You've got to have. So sometimes, and I'm gonna use the example that I got recently. Okay, a DJ wants to play something new. He wants to go out to the club where his regular. He got this new hot song he want to put out, and he says, okay, there's a what word did he use? There is a formula, a way of doing it, getting it out there to them to see if they're because some people are gonna hear it and be like, oh, I don't like that because they never what you said, they never heard it before.
But if they keep hearing
it, right, and that's kind of what they said. So my question though is, some of the new bands that are out there, you know, that are not getting the gigs, they're not gigging like they should, but they working hard, and you tell them that you got to do something different. Is that what you tell them all? Because I say that because they may say, well, I need to sound like Paul so I can get popular because that's what Paul sounds like. I need to be like Chris because that's what Chris, and then he's getting the people. What do you say to that? Well,
to that, I say this. You have to earn the right for them to listen to your song when you're new. Right? So if you're a new band, then what you have to do, first of all, you ain't got no songs when you come out, more likely. So you playing covers. But what you have to do is you play those covers and put your stuff in the middle of the covers. You insert yours in the middle of the covers.
Yeah.
If you get them on the floor with a Chris song, back door with a Paul song, put your song right there, and then so they don't get off the floor, you back door with a key.
And they'll probably never know.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, well, you tell them that it's my song. But they're not gonna know it because they don't know your song.
Right.
You know, but you play it, and then you keep on, and you do every 3-4 songs, you put your song in there.
That's what they say. It's a science. They said it was a science. That's what they said. Science.
It is a science. And the thing about that is the DJs say that, but the thing for me that I've learned, and there may be something where the DJ just don't want to play my music. They just don't want me to get it. I don't know. Because my thing is, I'm like, you do realize that you break the songs. The people don't determine that because you have their ear.
Yeah.
Now, one guy said, yeah, but Sean, they leave the floor. I was like, yeah, but you know how not to let them leave the floor. If you got them on the floor and you play my song and everybody just like, you know, fall off, then you know how to bring back another song. But I've heard DJs play songs that nobody likes.
Because I say if they in that mood, they want to hear that song themselves. Because ain't nobody on the dance floor.
so you do it, you just don't want to do it for me. You know? And but the beautiful thing, like I said, I got delivered from people. What God has for me is for me. Yeah. And so whereas I would love for everybody to have my music and listen to it, I also understand that they may not, you know. But the DJ, if I challenge the DJs, my new stuff, I guarantee you there's something on there that people will like if they heard it.
Absolutely.
People come to me talking about, oh man, I love that song you just put out, and that song 20 years old.
When I was doing those DJs, I told them that there's Ralph Tresvant. Yeah. Like, I like Ralph. I don't think he has gotten
No, he hasn't.
The notoriety for his solo. He just put out another solo album, but of course the pandemic, so he didn't get to really market it as much. But it's an awesome CD. Right. But the people aren't putting it out there for people to hear it, so it can be, you know what I mean? Right.
But at the end of the day, though, so your questions are so multi-layered. So the thing is, and I'm saying all this stuff, and I'm being trite. But the fact of the matter is, there's only so much time in the gig. And so what's happened in the gig, like if a DJ's playing 5 hours, there's only 5 hours, right? And if you want it as a DJ, if you want to get the gig again, you play the hits.
I guess that's true.
You see what I'm saying? You play the hits. So I get it, but what happened to the days, like you were saying, of the DJ who wanted to be the one to break that bank? I got the new hotness. Right, y'all gotta hear this. Boom. And play. It's all in how you sell it. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell people all the time, if you get me on the stage, I don't care where I am. I'm all in. I'm 100% in, and I'm going all out. Right. And because I do that, because I believe it, people in the audience
Exactly.
And they go, wow, who is like, okay, put it to you this way. This show right here behind me. Boss Skaggs, I don't know if you know who that is. Aloe Black, Lauren Daigle, Anthony Hamilton, John Baptiste, and there's 2 or 3 other people. The guy who plays the lap steel, he opened up, and somebody else. But they all opened up, and I came after they came on.
Wow.
The only people who played after me was Shaggy and Trombone Shorty. It was Trombone Shorty's show. So he had all his guest artists. So he put me right before Shaggy. Right? Yeah. So in that environment, when I came out like, ah!
Because yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And Sean, you're right though. That is also like, let's just say the guy I told you about with the violin. You know, if you say, when I tell them, hey, you want to see Dominique, have me play the violin, they be like, I don't hear no violin. But when he comes out with that violin, that energy he brings, that walking around the crowd and giving it to him, you can't help but walk up out of there and say, okay, where's your album? I need to get it. Because I've seen bands who hot, but they standing there all night long doing this.
Bruh. Never ever gotten on stage and given half of anything.
Half a show. Yeah.
I've always given 100%. And then once I figured out that that you only get one time to make a first impression. And that how people, how you present yourself. If you don't believe it, who gonna believe it?
That is true. And that's almost like anything with this having the confidence to do stuff. When I tell my students that kind of stuff too, that if you get up there and you read your little paper, like you don't believe it,
I don't believe it
either.
And I don't want to hear it. I done checked out.
I checked all the way out. You can't get me back now.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm done. With COVID, are you performing live? Would you perform live?
Oh yeah, I performed live. I had one opportunity to play live. We played in Kentucky in June, like in the middle of it. But it was a drive-in concert.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was really cool.
I know it was.
The drive-in was that was cool.
I've been trying to get in touch with the drive-in guy. There's a young Black guy that has opened up a drive-in here. Been reaching out to him. I can't get through to him because that was something someone brought up to me.
Yep, that's cool. But the Zydeco people are having dances. They're going to Prospect Park and all that stuff. So,
don't get me started. But
I mean,
anyway.
hey, man, look. We did the same thing. We lived like
I knew I was gonna could die from the diseases going on. I would not have gone. My kids, they don't want to go nowhere.
I'm gonna give you one word, and I'm gonna see your face. You ready for it? You ready for it?
What?
AIDS. How many babies were born to unwed mothers and fathers?
That is so true.
In the late 80s, early 90s, and 2000s.
You are so right. See, I didn't think about it like that. I didn't really think about it like that.
We live like we're bulletproof, man. We live like we're bulletproof.
Well, I know that you believe in masking up though, because you're selling a mask on your website, and I like it.
Yes, definitely.
I like that kind.
Y'all
gotta go to his website. He got stuff.
Yeah, I got stuff. I got matter of fact, I got sweatshirts. I got beanies. I got all that.
What do the glasses mean? What is that? Is that, I know it's your signature apparently, but
it's brand. It's branding.
That's your brand?
Can you see my name on
there? Oh, okay.
I said, what is my thing? And so when I made my logo with my glasses and a bald head.
Yeah.
And so I got every color. I'm about to start doing the lenses and stuff like that. You can buy these if you want them. Just hit me up.
Yeah.
And get them. People have actually bought them. I didn't think they'd buy them. Yeah, I want your glasses. Can I get some? I'm like, what?
Well, that's something.
I'm like, this is too cool.
Let me ask you this question. I don't know if you can answer it or not, but I'm just gonna ask. So I've heard in the air, actually before COVID, that a lot of trail ride organizations were thinking of stopping hiring bands as much. They're gonna hire DJs because the cost of hiring a band causes them not to make any money, any profit, pay other people. What do you say to that?
Look,
I see you. I lost you.
No, I can
I'm
answer.
Teasing. Yeah.
I can answer that because I'm not in the trail ride world. But I observe everything that has to do with my music. So my biggest issue with I don't have an issue with nothing. Let me. My biggest observation.
There you go.
My biggest observation is that Zydeco music is what built the trail ride. Right? And at some point, Zydeco lost prominence in the trail ride, and trail ride started to become about the groups and money. Okay? And when it started becoming about the groups and money, then of course you're going to try to figure out how to make more money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, I'm not mad at what's going on. It's just you should, in a perfect world, honor what you came into. Yeah. The trail ride is Creole culture. It's Creole culture all day long, right? But they're taking it, and I'm surprised it lasts this long. Whenever they saw they could make a few $100,000 in a weekend, I was like, it ain't gonna be long. It ain't gonna be long. They're willing to pay a rapper 3 to 4 times more money.
That's what I heard. That was
3 to 4 times more money to come in and do 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Than the band is gonna be providing sound and doing the music.
With a track.
To a track. I'm saying. So and so I'm not mad at that either.
Yeah.
My
You can't be
thing
mad
is,
at nobody making no money.
my thing is this: you can't tell me what I'm worth.
Okay.
I'll stay home. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There's a negotiation process that has to happen. And if I'm pulling the people, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, but see, that's the thing. Now the trail rides are set up, and I saw when it was happening. Trail rides are set up to where it's about the organization. So it's not even about the band anymore.
Not band, yeah.
So, but some kind of way you have to have certain bands to do certain levels. But for the most part, it's about the trail ride organization. And I give them kudos for having their business on point. I would just like to plead to their sentimental side, which I know they ain't got that in business because they ain't no crime in business. But their sentimental and their cultural side, if they love it like they said they do, they need to put the value where it is. Because we spent our lives doing these things and to help establish something that you love. And now the people who did something and grew something that you love can't feed themselves because you want to make more money. And so it's just like, is it right? No. You know, is it, you know, it is what it is. It
is what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I thank you. That definitely helped me.
Look, look, and you know, and I don't want nobody going talking about show and talking about trade. No, it's business. It's business, and I get it. I'm just asking you to be more about the culture and the business since you came into my culture. You know, I don't want to really call you colonizer and mean it. Because, you know, colonizers come in, take over stuff, rename it, and destroy
make it theirs.
And make it theirs. They destroy it. And then the people who created the stuff, the colonizers come in, die penniless and broke, while the colonizers make all the money. So I really would hate to think that Black people are doing it to Black people. I would hate to think that.
We won't think that. What do you do to relax and chill?
I don't relax and chill.
I don't either.
I do. My wife and my sister said, and my son is like, Daddy, you gotta slow down. You're doing too much. I was like, it's the COVID. I'm not doing enough. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm not doing enough. You know. And so and one of my the guys that I call him like a little brother. I coach him. I coached him and nominated him for Grammy Teacher of the Year, and he won it this year.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
Mickey Smith Jr. Yes, he was like, look, man, you got to stop. You got to slow down. He's like, look, get a coloring book. I have an adult coloring book. So they making me.
How's that working out?
It's cool. I've done it twice. So once a week. Once a week. I unplug.
You do that.
They told me how to do that.
I almost bought one.
It's really cool. You should do it. Because you got to unplug for a second. And see, I'm also passionate about my people. And this election stuff, I'm really into it. And I'm trying to help people because I'm like, look, you're thinking about the wrong thing. Don't ask me what Biden did 30 years ago, because that's not Biden's fault. We were alive 30 years ago. We were all like, help it stop, Lord. Maybe if you do 3 strikes, they're going to slow down, right? It had already started to slow down. But what happened wasn't Biden's fault. It was the state and local people who started using that 3 strikes law against Black people.
Against Black people.
And so
I don't know why people don't really think like that. They're so quick to.
Because they don't study. They don't study. And so what happens is I'm like, so I get real passionate. I'm like, you looking at Biden 30 years ago, but that's not even the point. A donkey could be running right now.
That right there says it all.
A donkey could be running. And as a Black man, everything that 45 is antithetical to who I am as a Black man. And just for those of you who don't understand what antithetical is, it means it goes against everything that I am. We got to participate in the process. They're like, well, why should I vote? Well, you should vote because of the mayor. What you mean to the mayor? Well, the mayor appoints the police chief in certain cities. And you worry about getting hemmed up for no reason. Well, you didn't vote, so now you don't matter. They don't have to count you because you didn't vote. There's no intimidation factor. We're going to march. March. You want to loot? You want to break? Loot? You want to burn the building? We wasn't burning the buildings, by the way. I was disappointed. I was disappointed that we ran in and looted after the white man broke the window.
After they already broke the window. No, we gonna get the blame. No, we gonna.
I was like, what are you doing? Stop. They're like, you can do whatever you want to do as long as you don't vote.
As long as you don't vote.
And look how hard they've been trying to work to cancel our vote.
And I said that several times. So this is the thing. I always like history, government, all that kind of stuff. However, this year I really wanted to be a part of the process in whatever way I could. So I interviewed different politicians and stuff just so I could learn.
Yeah.
And because I'm okay with saying I don't know, but I've learned so much this year.
That's how you learn. That's wisdom.
Yeah. And so and then my children they are proponents of the system and all that. So they help me out. Yeah. But I even did I worked the election polls this year, which was
very good.
Oh my God, it was such an experience, Well, the worst experience though for me was I did all this work. This lady came in. She got in line and she was in pain or something, but she was young. So I said something was wrong. Well, hey, I have this personality where I talk to everybody anyway. But I went up to her. I said, hey, you okay? Thank you for coming to vote. Yes, but I had a car accident and my body's sore. I was like, oh, okay. Well, hold on. Let me go get you a chair. So I go try to find her. I said, wait a minute. We have curbside. Let me walk you to your car. It was a black lady. Walk you to your car. I'm going to push the little button because it takes a little time for them to come out and get your vote. So we hold your car, come up. I'm going to wait for you. Then I'm going to go get them. I did all of that, brought out the machine, and she voted for Trump.
How can you watch the news, or not even watch the news? How can you watch him talk and not
subject verb agreement
and not understand that he ain't for us?
Not for us at all.
Everything he's saying is not for us. Whether you watch Fox News or whoever, the only votes they want to cancel. Our vote.
And I was gonna say that. So on my Facebook page, sometimes I put that. I said, you guys are saying that our vote don't matter. If our vote didn't matter, they wouldn't be working so damn hard to
make them not matter.
Do y'all not see what I see? Am I crazy? What is wrong? I mean, I don't understand. So anyway, it was definitely different. And then I was mad because the race was so close. I'm like,
but that's what I'm saying. If you paying attention, that's it, a donkey or 45. I'm voting for the donkey. If so many people don't understand our electoral process, and the Republicans play on that that ignorance. They play on that, and I'm like, why? We got to stop being victims, man. We got to educate ourselves.
And listening to other people. Someone insulted me one day and told me that I'm getting my information from Facebook. I said, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. Right. And I'm not trying to brag on my education, but I have a whole degree and a whole master's. I know better to get my information from Facebook.
Boom.
Let's start there.
Boom.
Secondly, I know how to read for myself. I'm not going to tell you, Danny told me.
No, when they tell you that, ask them, do you remember civics? Do you remember civics? You know what I'm saying? Do you remember the role of government? Do you remember how government works? So you mean to tell me you're cool with the president profiting off of the office of the presidency? Yeah, it's so many things. Like I didn't have to get that from the news because I remembered it from school. I've been living it. My cousin came here the other day. I ain't gonna name which one. He came. He said, I just don't like him calling him president-elect. I say, dude, we always call him president-elect.
You can't call him president yet.
President-elect. I'm saying.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm telling him.
Well, he shouldn't have the president title yet. I was like,
oh, that's what he was saying.
He's president-elect. We say that every year. They call Donald Trump president-elect. 2 weeks sooner than they want to call Biden. But we've got.
And you're worried about the wrong thing right now. Right now, you should be wondering why your president is not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
They like the people who talk about it. Well, they worry about the mask. Whoa. How about we talk about why we have this situation here in the first place? He didn't take care of what he's supposed to take care of so that we wouldn't be in this hole. Let's talk about that. Right
before I talked to you, my dad called me and we were talking and he said, we were talking about the vaccine. So he made the statement that he said, well, that's why I don't like I don't want Trump to get the credit or something. He says, well, he really did push him. The warp speed. I said, wait, I said, Daddy, he put the title of warp speed, but his butt didn't work warp speed to get it done. He knew this way back when, and he did nothing. So I will not give him credit for the warp speed except the title.
Really, and then people go, well, our economy, we got to get back our economy. Wait, why y'all want to talk about the AIDS and you don't want to talk about the activity that got you the AIDS. You want to blame the AIDS, but not the activity. The activity is why we here. The activity why we got this disease. You see what I'm saying? It's like, no, man.
It's crazy.
You're blaming the manifestation without identifying the origin. And so many people are doing that. It's so frustrating. I don't really like talking to people who don't understand that. Because you got to educate them before you can even have a conversation.
Yeah.
And they
and your blood pressure will be high.
Look, and they're going, what about you all day long? Well, what about? No. It's like kids. What you're doing right now, you're like a kid. When a kid get in trouble, then what about him?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't break my glass. You broke my glass.
You broke it.
I got a new album.
I was gonna say that. That was the see there. Look at you. So, any new music?
Coronation relationships. Now, last year, 2018, it was Creole Rock and Soul. 2019 was Came Through Pulling. I reimagined 10 songs from my last 20 years as a solo artist.
Okay.
And this year was Coronation Relationships. It came out the day after Hurricane Laura, August the 28th. 28th? Yeah, 28th. That Friday. 28th, yeah. 28th? Anyway, that Friday after the hurricane. Hurricane came on Thursday. Mine came out on Friday. So you may not have heard about it, but look, I'm telling you, it goes back to what me and we were saying a while ago about give it a chance and listen to it. I on purpose. Now we have established that I might know a little bit about what I'm saying.
You might know.
A little bit.
Little bit.
So I've made every single song Zydeco danceable. The beat is Zydeco, right? Mm-hmm. But the stuff around the beat is not what you normally hear. First of all, I'm singing. My son wrote the song, so I'm back singing again. And there it's in pop radio format, so there's not no long intros. You know, it comes in, bang, 2 minutes of the change, boom, bam, out, boom. You know, you go. But every song has Zydeco beat that you can dance to.
Where can we find it?
Everywhere. It is everywhere. You can stream it. You can buy it. You can do what, all of that. Okay. It's everywhere. It's on, if you stream, you can come to my YouTube page. I just set up an album playlist. You can go on Spotify, Apple. It's everywhere. It's literally
Spotify.
Everywhere.
Yes. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Okay. And Spotify actually don't give us the money they're supposed to give us. But.
Oh, I'm glad you told me that.
No. But no, listen to Spotify. There's no.
I be pulling everybody through that. Oh.
No, yeah, that's good. It's an easy access point. It's an easy access point. Yeah. We get paid. We just don't get paid what we should.
Oh, okay.
What we should get paid. Yeah, okay. But we're fighting that. We're fighting that in Congress. So
Yeah. How do we book you?
SeanArdoin.com. Sean Ardoin.
He has a cool website, y'all.
Oh, thank you.
It kept me going. I went for one thing and I found myself looking at the mask.
It worked. Okay.
I liked it. Yeah, it kept me scrolling all the way through.
I did that myself. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
I'm not a web designer in the least.
Oh yeah, it was good. And I get bored quickly, so for me to keep my attention, it's a big deal.
So on the last song, last song on it is called "Gone," and Kat Dyson, who was the guitar player with Prince and the New Power Generation. Okay. He played the guitar solo on there.
Wow. What was the name of the swing out song you mentioned?
Love earlier? All for You.
Okay. All right.
Love All for You. Yep.
Pull that on my way to work tomorrow.
Pull it up.
This has been awesome. I like people that talk.
yeah. I'm an easy interview. I probably talk too much.
That's okay. No, that makes it so much easier, and it makes me not feel like I'm talking too much. But
look, I felt like I was talking too much, but I was being interviewed, so it was all right.
Oh, there you go. But thank you. I feel so honored, and I just thank you for giving me the chance to do this, and I hope that I get to see you perform.
Thank y'all, and thank you for doing it. And everybody who's out there watching, look, y'all go like my Facebook page. The page. Don't come in and friend request me. I'm out. I'll never get the friend request. I'm out. come to my page so I can get over 10,000 people for the
Yes.
first time ever.
Yes.
And subscribe to my YouTube page because I need 1,000 people subscribed so that I can monetize. So help your boy out.
I've been trying it for a year. Sometimes I hate to say this. I said it on a live feed I did last night that sometimes I had another YouTube channel. I had so many people on there and I wasn't trying to do anything. But this one, when I said, oh, I'm trying to get monetized, so I can make some money, I ain't got no extra people. I hate to say that.
How many people did you have on the other?
I don't even want to talk about it. I ain't want to talk about it.
You had over 1,000 on the other one?
No, I don't have that many. But I mean, I have like, it was just a page. It was like 500, but I don't even have 200. Like,
it's okay. Look, you know what? Here's the deal. Consistency and discipline over time equals results. I've been doing this a long time. And for me to get a Grammy before I got the Grammy before I turned 50.
What were you gonna say at first? I'm curious now.
No. I was gonna say, and then right before I turned 50, I wasn't gonna say how old I was.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. That's what it was.
Yeah, I'm 51.
I'm 51 too.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I've been
so I want you to stay on while I say this. First of all, I want to tell you that I'm going to edit this video and I'm going to make a link and I'm asking you if you would please share and post it. Guys, I want to let y'all know I will be interviewing Mr. Marcus Ardoin. Say your last name.
Ardoin.
I want to say it like that so bad. Ardoin. I love the way y'all say your name.
Like a baby says when.
Oh, Ardoin. Okay, yeah.
Say it. Ardoin.
Ardoin. Dwayne. Oh, is the N silent? Really?
That's
Creole. Why I'm messing up.
It's Creole. You can say Ardoin if you want, but it's Ardoin.
Okay. Well, I am interviewing Mr. Marcus Ardoin soon on December. Okay. Him and Ruben Marino together. I'm going to be doing the Zydeco and Country Western DJs again, guys. But also, I am working for an internet radio station, and they invited me on to do my talk show there on Saturday. But anyway, we're combining to give away 2 Christmas meals on Christmas. So email me at chatwithmsMSTrina@gmail.com. Give me your name and your number or whoever you want to nominate. You have to be in need. Say it again. You have to be in need. If you can buy a turkey, you're not in need. Also,
I'm in need. I need them DJs to play my music.
DJs, y'all need to play this music, but I got something coming for that. And y'all enjoy your holiday, but please social distance, mask up, be obedient, patient, and faithful, y'all. Wash your hands. Sanitize. If you're gonna go dance, all you gotta do is have that sanitizer in your purse. They got all kind of little cute things for the sanitizer. Wash your hands, y'all, please. And I see y'all out there Zydeco and having a really, really good time. And I just ask you, please, if you could just throw on a mask. Those ones Sean have though, y'all need to go check out his website because that's a comfortable one, and it's like it's like a cloth. It's not one because I see people in them all the time. It looks very comfortable. Yeah, I get it. Looks very comfortable, and it's stylish too. To be honest with you. See, I like to coordinate my mask now. If you make it cute and you make it fun, you won't think about you wearing a mask. But when he brings that mask out, you're going to see that this is one that you can dance in and you can probably breathe. I think y'all can breathe anyway, but let's see what we got here.
I got this to go with this.
Ah!
And I got my LSU ones. Got my LSU ones.
See, y'all, look at all the little colors. See how you can make yourself stylish in your mask?
And I got this one to say, is that 6 feet?
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
And
see, I'm planning to get some of the kind of other kind of mask that it's gonna say you still cute with your mask on.
All right, and then I got this that you have to get from me, but it says Sean Ardoin.
Okay, I like that too. Yeah. So y'all, it's all kind of masks. Go to his website. He got several of them. Thank you again, Mr. Sean Ardoin.
Good job.
Thank you so much. Bye, y'all. Remember to go to youtube.com/chatwithtrina, hit subscribe, and then hit that little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Bye, Sean. Happy holidays. Thank you again, Sean, for taking a moment out of your busy schedule to chat with Trina. I really appreciate you giving a chance to a person that you knew nothing about. I also want to thank you for a great, interactive, professional, and oh my God, entertaining conversation. I had an absolute blast. I learned so much about Zydeco, and I appreciate you for that. But hey, I also learned how to say Ardoin. So, congratulations on all of your accomplishments and your accolades, and I wish you the best on all of your future endeavors. Hey guys, don't forget to go to SeanArdoin.com, get your mask, and then get that Coronacation Relationships. My favorite cut is Another Love. So go get Coronacation Relationships. And also check out Love All For You? It's awesome. It's a bad swing out song. So make sure, again, go to SeanArdoin.com. Hey, and don't forget to go to youtube.com/chatwithtrina. Hit subscribe and then click that little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video.